This time we'll have Jennifer Gardner lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jennifer. I assume everyone had the chance to look over the previous minutes from the regular meeting on February 18th, 2025. I make a motion that we approve those minutes.
Second.
Mary seconds. Discussion, changes, anything, comments? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Present communications, I just know that we've had a couple really good events since we last met. I think they had the, what was it, the murder mystery, and then you had the boat races as well. So, and then yesterday, or actually Saturday, I was able to go to the, wasn't our event, but going to the St. Patrick's Day Parade downtown. I think that was a really good event. And certainly, it was cold, but it was a good turnout. And to all the people in charge of that, great job. Personal appearances tonight, we have Andy Underwood with us with the Belton School District Superintendent. And you're on, Andy.
Thank you guys for that. Is this my location, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. I want to share a little information about a ballot issue that we have coming up on April 8th. And I will give this information to share.
He's challenged at board meetings too.
Does this kind of stuff yet, you know?
Oh, yeah. We've been YouTubing for a couple of
Yeah.
years.
Thank you for that. My apologies. So I wanted to share a little information about the ballot issue that we have for the April 8th election. Passing out a little information there in regards to, it is lengthy ballot language. If you read that, it's on the bottom right corner. My goal and hope is that as I go around and share with different groups, to try to help clear some of the muddy water, so to speak. In essence, we are asking for a vote in favor of, yes, for a no tax increase levy transfer. It does not increase our levy of the school district, but by Missouri statute, we have to ask for the voters in our school system to be able to transfer our levy from one fund to another. And so we've done this in the past, so we're coming back again. Some ask how we can do this. We have been very aggressive in the district about trying to pay down some of our debt. And so when we've done that, it frees up some of our levy that we can utilize in other places. Our debt service levy is specifically for capital projects and large items such as I say, buildings and buses. And so if we are able to transfer this out of our debt service, we can utilize it in our operating funds, which it can be for salaries, benefits, equipment, supplies, so it gives us much more flexibility. As you'll notice, our commitment, and we've done in the past, is to give this toward benefits and salaries for staff. We've done that, and so our hope and goal is to do that again. We have this opportunity in regards to this issue. It is a 50% plus one approval. When we typically do bonds in the district, it's a higher threshold of 57.14. But this is strictly just a simple majority vote. So I would take any questions if anyone has it. I'm here trying to get the information out, so to speak, not telling people how to vote, yes or no, but we hope that the information is clear for them, and so we want everybody to be an educated voter when they hit, and I can hear myself now on April 8th.
Any questions for Mr. Underwood? None?
Is there an organization they could look to if they wanted to help get the information, the correct information out to the public, other than the school district?
So we do have a group that is doing a Vote Yes campaign for us, Friends for Education 2025. If you guys want to look at that, Connie Hubbard, one of our local small business owners, or has been,
She is behind that, and so Ms. Hubbard has been raising funds. I noticed a sign over here at their former location where her and her father ran for several years. And so we do have some signs that will be coming out. We've tried to be strategic about that piece as well, that, we don't want people to forget about it, so we want to do it in a timely manner. April 8th obviously is now coming up, so hopefully you'll see those signs starting to pop up around the community. Thank you for that question.
Any other questions? Eddie, thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate the time.
If you want to stay here, you don't have to.
Well.
It's kind of boring, but I'm sure you're a busy man, so if you need to leave, feel free to. It's up to you.
Maybe I'll go have some corned beef and cabbage for St. Patrick's
Where you
Day,
gonna
so.
find that at is what I wanna know.
Home?
I can tell you one place, Jess and Jim's typically has it. I'm sure there are others.
Usually does too, but it's Monday in Belton, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next on the agenda is Councilman Liaison Report. Alex?
Yes, I have a few things that I think you guys will be interested in.
I think the camera's
So first, I want to acknowledge that we, City Council, just gave a proclamation for Arbor Day. This was given in that Urban Forestry Council was present and so we talked about the Urban Forestry Council a little bit and gave them a chance to speak up. So that was good. There is a new nonprofit organization being formed called the Main Street Coalition. It has been created to work with the Main Street, Missouri for economic growth specific to our downtown. Don't ask me for specifics because I don't know them all, but that is something I think would be good for everyone to be aware of. We did the first reading of our budget, did pass. We have the second reading coming up at the next council meeting. And I would just like to point out that does include the $25,000 set aside for Carry Nation Days. So hopefully that will pass at the next meeting. And then we are adding paid family leave to the personnel policy. Specifics as to how that will work is still being determined, but that is something coming. And then on a more personal note, I would like to point out to the board that unfortunately I will be unavailable to attend the employee awards dinner that's coming up. I would really like to be there, but I'll just be out of town already. But I have found someone to attend in my stead. The Mayor Pro Tem, James Pryan, has agreed to attend. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. We will have a council liaison there, just unfortunately will not be me, so. That's everything I got. And if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for Alex?
On the PFML, is that going into effect in this year, 2025, or is that coming next year?
That's a great question. Specifics to be determined, but I believe, yes, we're looking to have that put in, soon, within the next, I don't know,
Mid-budget
months
cycle?
maybe.
Was it the 26 budget?
Yeah, within the next month.
So the city budgeted for that?
That's a great question. The short answer is yes, we are absolutely planning for that. It's hard to understand the impact it's going to have. We're anticipating it's likely going to have a relatively small impact, and that the budget piece doesn't. So essentially, we'd still just continue to pay people as we're already paying them. We're just not having them work during that time. So from a budget standpoint, it doesn't hit like a hard numbers perspective unless I'm missing something there. But it's more of a operations standpoint as to how to appropriately budget for that, if that makes sense.
Will there be any more town hall meetings before the budget's approved?
You're talking locally or specific,
I'm just
when you say
talking-
town hall?
Well, I'm just talking about, we had a silent one right before the council meeting last week.
I do not believe there are any currently planned.
Okay, and back here in the back, nothing that you're aware of? Okay, just question.
But Unless you're talking about, we are gonna open it up to the public, if there's any, to your question, actually, before the next city council meeting, or at some point during the next city council meeting, we will have a public
Hearing.
forum, a hearing, yes, we'll have a public hearing if anyone wants to bring anything forward at that time. That is the intent,
And do you know when that will be?
if
The
it'll
next
be at
council meeting is Tuesday, next Tuesday. a
Yes,
week from
correct, next,
tomorrow.
not tomorrow.
No, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there was a date for that planned yet or not,
So that public hearing will take place on that city council meeting.
right before the
Yep.
meeting, okay.
Yep,
For the budget?
yeah. We're opening it up for 2 sessions this time. I know it's not the requirement, but we just
Is
wanted
that-
to give that opportunity.
Is that publicized anywhere? That there's
I believe it was publicized in the paper, and I would have to check about our website. I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, because I haven't seen it anywhere, and I usually see that stuff, and I haven't seen it
Okay,
anywhere.
I can double check on that.
Okay, and just direct me so I can tell other people where to find it.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
Any other questions for Alex? Thank you, Alex. Joe is off with his kids, I think, at spring break this week, so he's not going to be here, so we don't have a city manager report. We'll move directly into the director's report with Brian.
Obviously, it's our busy time of year in our business, so all the department heads are busy preparing for the spring seasons. Our staff banquet, everyone should have received an invite to your board member email. If you would, so kindly respond to that for food count purposes. Hopefully, you all can make it. If not, we understand. There will be a special joint meeting of the council and the park board on Tuesday, April 29th at 5:30 here in the council chambers. The purpose of this meeting is the city manager would like to prepare a short presentation to discuss the charter, the interpretation of the charter, and then open that up for feedback and questions from both the park board and the city council. So, again, that will be prior to the normally scheduled council meeting on the 29th. But we will start it at 5:30 PM. I believe I've sent an email invite to each one of you for that, so, hopefully you all can join us for that. During my one-on-one with City Manager Joe Warren last week, apparently there are some discrepancies between the Code of Ordinance pertaining to parks and our charter. And according to our city attorney, that cannot be. The charter trumps the Code of Ordinances due to the fact that our charter is approved by the voters. And so they will be changing the language in the Code of Ordinances pertaining to parks so that it matches what is in the charter. I have asked to see copies of that once that's made available, and when I get a copy of that, I will pass that along to you all. And also, I will let you know what meeting that will be at. Patty, you might help me with this one. I would assume that will probably be a resolution, therefore it will only be on the consent agenda.
I think it would be an ordinance.
Okay, if I'm wrong on that, I'll let you all know, therefore it'll take 2 readings to approve that, so,
Changing the code of ordinance, I would think an ordinance is gonna be necessary.
okay.
That would be my guess as well.
If it's in the consent agenda, we do have a council liaison who would pull it out.
Ordinances can't be
I
in
didn't
the
think so, but I
consent
would say,
agenda.
I said if it should happen to fall there, we have a great liaison who will pull it out of the consent agenda for discussion. Hint, hint, okay.
And on that, Brian, it's not uncommon that happens. I know after we revised the charter, they had to go through and change a lot of ordinances. Specifically, the big one was the police chief was no longer elected, that they were appointed, and so that was a lot of ordinances they had to go through and change, and so it doesn't surprise me they missed some, but I think it's just routine.
Are they gonna have to do that to get the deputy police chief? Was it already in the charter?
I think, yeah, I think that's already set. Yeah, I don't think that's, yeah.
And it's appointed, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking now.
We've been talking about for several months, but our Cleveland Lake restroom project is finally out for bid. I actually got a question from a contractor today. We've got that submitted to the Drexel Plan Room, which is an online accessibility tool for local contractors. And we've got a pre-bid meeting on that, I believe, on March 26th, with an April 8th bid opening. So for those of you who are on the Building and Grounds Committee,
April 11th.
we're hoping to have,
April 11th.
excuse me, April 11th. We changed that date. For those of you who are on the Building and Grounds Committee, we're going to have, hopefully we'll have 3 projects for you to take up and consider for approval before the April meeting. And so I will be reaching out to you all after I speak with Rusty on a date. And then we're currently working on an RFP to construct the pickleball courts. So, other than that, any questions?
Brian, I was wondering, what's your timeline look on the pickleball courts?
Well, it's going to be dependent upon the contractor who has selected their construction schedule and their availability. I will tell you, there are a lot of contractors, or excuse me, pickleball construction projects going on currently. So my goal is to have them built before September, because we anticipate our gym floor being replaced at High Blue, which is a capital item. And so we'd like to give our pickleball players at least an outdoor option, since we're going to be shut down for the indoor court replacement.
Any other questions for Brian? Thank you, Brian. On to the department reports. Aquatics is listed in the packet. Anything that you want to highlight, Kevin?
I would like to highlight the cardboard boat race. We did have 25 boats this year, which was, I think, double what we had last year. It was good to see the turnout, and hopefully we'll grow it for next year. I would also like to highlight the summer jobs that we'll be hiring for, admission staff for the outdoor water park, and lifeguards. So if you know anybody that wants to be a lifeguard or work at the water park, feel free and reach out. And then I will say, since it's on the report, that Nathan is our interim aquatics manager. So if you have any aquatics issues or anything like that, feel free to go to either Nathan or myself.
Thanks, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin?
I don't know, does the high school have a, job board? I don't know if high schools have things like that.
So I know we've been to a job fair at the high school, and I think Emily's been there. So she's gotten the word out for us. We have about 54 applicants right now
Oh, good.
for a lifeguard, so we're trying to get through those.
Very positive.
How many are you anticipating you're going to need to hire? What do we normally carry?
Around 60 to 70, I would say. We probably need about 20, I would say. 20 or 30.
Gotcha.
There's been a little change, so I don't really know the number at this time, but I'm speculating 20 or 30.
Any other questions for Kevin? Thank you, Kevin. High Blue is in the packet. Any questions on that? Tracy's here, or Tracy, you need to highlight anything in that? No?
I would make sure everybody that is older comes to the senior health fair on March 27th.
There you go.
We have a lot of good people going to be up there. I think the doctor from Optum is actually going to have a conversation about, I think it's about aging well or something like that, so. It's from 10 to 1. Unfortunately, that's also opening day for the Royals too, so
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to see me, come 10 to 12.
Or 11:59, one of the.
Go 10 to 12 and then stop by the museum for a tour from 1 to 4.
Any questions on the high blue? Hearing none. Marketing is in the packet. I did notice that, I think I read somewhere that we're changing, or you're adding on the Easter egg, one for the dogs. Is that correct?
We are. We tried a couple of years ago partnering with the company that they were going to run it. This time, I think we're doing more of it, and so it didn't fly last time. We had to cancel at the last minute. They pulled out, so.
Gotcha.
And I do want to shout out, you mentioned Murder at the Station. Actually, it's our first time doing that, and we sold out. We had to stop because any more would have required a fourth actor and more money, and it would have changed a lot of things. So anyway, we sold out. I think there were 93 people there that night.
Wow.
So
Very good.
it'll be an annual thing, I think, at this point.
Excellent. Anything else you want to highlight, Vanda?
No.
Okay. Any questions for marketing? Jennifer?
I just noticed this when I tried to put in dog park into my search feature, that our Belton Dog Park is not on like Google. Is that intentional? Or
No.
I don't know how to get it on there, but like if you put in dog park, it goes to Grandview. It didn't even pull up the one by the apartments.
I know it took us a couple of years to get Memorial Station, for Google to recognize Memorial Station. It's not an easy process.
Right.
But yeah, I can look at that.
Thanks for bringing that up, Jennifer. Any other questions for marketing? Thank you, Vanda. Parks and Facilities, it's in the packet there. Anything you want to highlight, Nick?
Yes, I'd like to say we have stream cleanup on March 29th. That's all I have to add.
Are they doing Oil Creek, or which one are they doing? Oil Creek?
Yes, Oil Creek and Arbor Day celebration on April 12th.
April 12th.
10 a.m. at Cleveland Lake.
Any questions for Parks and Facilities?
I know I've brought this up several times. Any update on the lights
Which lights, Dave?
on the trail?
I've put in 3 work orders now to Evergy. My contact has passed it along. That's all he'll tell me. Hopefully we see some movement on it. I'm sure they've been kind of busy with the storms coming through. Hopefully that's all it is.
Okay, thank you. It's just that corner so dark out there.
They have been working around the clock, weekends, everything at Evergy. So.
Any other questions for Parks and Facilities?
Just a comment, the tables look really nice at High Blue. People were talking about them in the aerobics classes. They were like, oh, look, tables look really nice.
What?
They're lower than what used to be there.
So fire pit replacement, is that the one out there at Cleveland?
The station.
Oh, the station.
Yeah, that's the one, the natural gas one behind the station. Basically, we just changed out the guts, so it works properly now.
Oh, okay. And while we're on the station comment, does the fountain work with the lights, the different colored lights?
The lights are currently not working, and right now the fountain itself's not working. We're gonna hopefully get in the water this week, and I'm hoping the impeller's just loose, and that's what's causing our issues.
Okay. Any other questions for Parks and Facilities? Recreation is in the packet. Joaquin, do you have anything you want to add or highlight on your report?
Just that summer camp registration will open up as usual on April 1st, and then we have registration currently open for the youth fishing derby presented by Shields, and that will be on May 17th this year.
Is the marquee tournaments, is 13 down or up, or just about average, about this time of year?
We got 11 last year, so a little bit up from last year.
Perfect.
Didn't we normally do that in June, or has it always been in May? Yeah.
It's been May.
Yeah, it's been May. You won't know yet how the carp are doing in Cleveland Lake for the moss, would you?
I don't.
Not yet.
I haven't heard anything, so it must be good.
Yeah, good deal.
Was that an ad? We added carp?
Yeah. Conservation did.
Yeah.
Grass carp to help keep down the algae, so.
Are those those ones that get really big?
Any other questions for Joaquin and the recreation? Thank you, Joaquin. Standing committee reports, we'll move into finance with Jennifer.
Hello. I did want to highlight that the sales tax has come in, we're within 4%. So if we look at that sales tax comparisons for the fiscal year, we're within 4% there. Big highlight, it's not in your packet, but because we are ending the fiscal year, we have some things that are rolling over in accruals from our current year into the next budgeting year. And that's because those items have not processed through the accounting cycle. So we have about $379,000 that is accruing, and that is in 4 areas. So the Confluence Master Plan, we still have a final payment on that. As Brian said, the Cleveland Lake restrooms are going out to bid. So that bid was allocated, but it's going to roll over. That's the bulk of it. That's $275,000 in that 378. And then we have wayfinding signage and the kids' corner flooring that was budgeted but didn't get completed. It's about $6,000. Wayfinding, yep.
Any questions on finance? Moving on, recreation, did not meet, Phyllis Brown, I know did not meet, but as Brian stated, sometime between now and the next meeting, they're obviously gonna have to meet. Dave, personnel,
We did not meet.
any unfinished business? Alex?
I have a go back to the question of the public hearing prior to city council meeting for the budget. It is on the website. I have confirmation it is on the website. And I have been told that it was in the paper, so
Not on
double.
social media anywhere.
I don't know if it was on social media. That's okay. But,
Just one report accurately.
okay. But I can confirm it is on the website, and I was told it was also in the paper, so.
Thank you, Alex. Any other old business? New business, open gov contract. In the back of your packet, you'll see a contract in there with open gov. It's, who wants to speak on this? Is it you, Kevin?
Yep. So this is a 3-year contract for our maintenance management software that we use to, inventory and work orders for all of our maintenance operation. So you'll see there's about, I think it was 4% increase, Shanna, for the next 3 years.
Is this something we currently have and we're just renewing it?
Yes, we currently have a 1-year contract with them, and we're just signing a 3.
And will
3
this, I'm sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any updates to this software that are going to be more efficient for us or anything like that compared to
Well,
what we have now?
If they did, it would be in this price, so we'd lock in for 3 years for this price.
Current contract is 1 year, and you've been
Extended.
happy with them, so now you're getting a discount by locking in 3.
Right, correct.
Very good. I make a motion that we accept this contract.
I second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody have any announcements? Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's a good one. Hearing none, I move to move into executive session to discuss matters pertaining to hiring, firing, disciplining, or promotion of personnel according to the Missouri Statute 610.0213 and individually identifiable personnel records, performance ratings, or records pertaining to employees or applicants for employment according to the Missouri Statute 610.02113, and discuss any matters pertaining to the legal actions according to the Missouri Statute 610.021.1, and that record be closed and the meeting adjourned from there.
Second.
Dave Daniels seconds. Roll call vote to move into executive session. Dave Daniels,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Adrian? Yes. Patty? Aye. Mary?
Yes.
Dave Clark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. We're now in executive session. Thank you, everyone.